Hello, my name's Stephen.
And I'm Eben, and together we are the
Hammonds. Welcome to our channel. Thank you very much for joining us today, and also to allow us to talk about what this channel is going to be about, because that's the whole purpose of this first video log. So what we're looking to do from this channel is to share some things that are going on in our lives and hope that they will be relevant to you and are helpful to you, and also to give you an introduction in terms of what we're hoping to achieve from the channel. So the things that we'll be discussing will be obviously about ourselves and also about some of the things which we'll be talking about, which will be dating, relationship making, marriage, and also how to hold a marriage together. So for example, we've been married since 2016. So for some that might seem quite a long time, others it might seem quite short. Whichever the case, we feel that would be useful to pass on to you. And also,
we want to talk about our book. Yeah, that's it,
Exhibit A.
The dating and relationship principles for marriage, right? Marriage. So we'll be talking a lot about some of the key themes in this book. And that would also be sharing.
You see, it's thick, it's big.
Well, it's packed full of a lot of resources and things that could, that you could take from, and we'll also be sharing some of the themes on here. So please do subscribe, and absolutely like our videos, okay? There's no negative energy going on here. It's all positive energy. I would like to share that with you, okay? So just come on this ride with us and let's just share and enjoy together, all right? And as we go along, we'll have the opportunity for you to, make your comments and request certain videos on certain topics. And we'll try our possible best to bring that to you and just, share with you. It's all about sharing, isn't it?
So if you have any questions, put them down in the comments.
Yes.
Or DM us, let us know how, if there's things that you feel could be pressing. We've also put our website to that you'll find out more information about us and also about what we do as dating and relationship coaches for marriage. The only thing we'll say is that if you're looking for a casual relationship or a long-term relationship, we can't really help with that, because with marriage it's going somewhere, but other kinds of relationships aren't. So if you're looking for a long-term relationship, you can at least enjoy the ride and enjoy us. But in terms of being able to,
you would get something. Yes, you will. But we just have, like we said, we've declared it. The purpose is to get you married, and happily so. That's very important for us. So that's our focus. And you just know that if you join us, that's the ride we're taking you on, a ride to a happy marriage.
So let's get started. As I said, my name is Stephen.
And I'm Eben.
And I am English.
And I am proudly African.
There you go. Where from?
Nigeria.
There you go.
The giant of Africa.
Exactly.
The green, white, green country.
I had to swim a long way to get there.
Yeah, you
well,
did
not
have
really,
to swim.
So really, let's just get things kick-started in this short video. We're going to talk about love at first sight, whether it really exists.
That topic. Okay.
So and use that as an opportunity to talk a little bit more about us as an introduction.
Yeah.
So really, confess to all. Was it love at first sight for me?
Well, you started it. Okay, let's hear your thoughts here. Was it love at first sight for you?
No, it wasn't.
Okay.
I saw this very skinny girl and in the office at the church where we were going to, and she was helping with the administrations,
and all that,
exactly. And so I saw her and I thought, okay, that's great, nice lady. Seems nice, but not really my type. Bit too skinny for me. Anyway, so that was it. For you, what did you think?
Well, it wasn't love at first sight, so there's really no point in, Now, I'm not saying for some people, that might be your thing, but for us, it wasn't. And it's okay for it not to be love at first sight, okay? I wanted me a tall, dark and handsome brother. You know what I'm talking about, yeah? It's okay to want that, isn't it? But at the end of the day, you really need to set your priorities right That's the very important thing, really. You know, would you want a tall, dark, and handsome brother at all cost without looking at the quality of what he's bringing, you know, to the table in terms of, not in terms of resources, but the quality of his character, his person, and what you want in life. So I just saw through this man a kind-hearted, selfless, absolutely loving person. So, and he ticks the boxes, except for he hasn't got as much melanin on his skin. You know, it was just a fantasy. That's something you see on TV, and you want yourself a brother that looks that way. But when it comes to it, you really have to decide what's really important for you. And I chose a loving, kind-hearted man, you know, that I'm ready to go on this life journey with, and I haven't regretted my choice ever since. So it wasn't love at first sight, but his character came through. And when I saw that character shine, I overlook all of the, you know, dark, and I wanted me a brother with afro and all that, but I just saw through all that, and I absolutely
Why?
love
Because
you.
your father?
Well, because my father had an afro all through his life. I saw him, you know, he was a tall, dark, and handsome man with his afro and all that, you know. So I just also wanted that for myself, you know. But it's really, so women, it's not just about what your father looked like, okay? That's not it. You know, you've got to choose for yourself, you know, what works for you, what's going to help you in life, or who's going to help you in life, you know. And then we've got primary and secondary requirements or characteristics, however you want to place it. You know, the primary are the ones that you cannot play around with them. They are fundamental, you know, so you need to start with that and then move on to the secondary. But to be very honest, I've never regretted my choice, and I'm pretty sure as we carry on, I will not regret my choice. And again, we have only been married since 2016, and for me, it's not how long, but it's how well. It's the quality, really. And we've got something quality going on, and why wouldn't we want to share that with you? We want you to also have something quality going on for you. So that's why we want to share our story, our life with you, our, you know, thoughts, our knowledge, and all that we have gathered
And our
through
journey.
this journey. And we also want to share our journey with you, you know. And yes, I mean, that's really it for
So
me.
for me, it was when we. So I got to see this beautiful young lady from a distance.
Yeah,
But when we
yeah,
started
yeah.
to work with each other on the same kind of projects, the eyes of my understanding began to be opened. And I began to see her in a completely different, fresh view. And I knew that this lady was the right one for me. So, you know, when craziness enters your head to the point whereby it's like, say, things that you dismissed before now become immediately important to you, and you begin to see this. So there's an interesting parable that I like to give to people about this, and Jesus mentioned it in a very simple line, and he said that a man will go through a field, find some treasure, cover it up, sell up everything he has to go and buy the field.
Yeah.
And so for me, you know, a lady represents the treasure. And will a guy go mad for that treasure to sell up everything for? I saw this treasure and I knew. I absolutely knew that this was the treasure. Now, when I say this a parable to ladies, it's like as if can they see themselves as a woman of worth?
Yeah.
And this was a woman of worth, and that's why I wanted her. You know, she was a tremendous woman of worth, and when you got when you see something you got, you don't want to allow it to just slip out your hands. In terms of a lady and fall into the arms of another, because that's just, you know, that's not what a man should be about. If he sees something that he knows is the not just immediately but the right thing for him, why would he want to let it go?
Absolutely not. You
Not
want
in
to
this
grab
case.
hold of it.
So,
and just,
so
you
I
know.
chose. I not in this
Yeah.
case. So I chose to hold on to this beautiful, precious lady.
Oh yeah.
And not let go.
Yeah.
So, you know, so in that sense, then the idea of falling in love at first sight, we don't really believe in that, and the reason why is simply because it takes time to actually build a relationship, and it takes time to fall in love. And when it say fall in love, it means that it's one thing to actually say I love you, but it's another thing to understand why you love that person. Because if it's just simply falling in love at first sight, it's just lust. That's all it is. That's all it can be. You can't begin to.
Just to add to that, because all you've seen is that physical thing. That's all you've actually fallen in love or lust with. Really, you don't know the character behind that beautiful, great body that you've seen.
Exactly.
So it does take time to get to know that, and then you can actually understand what it is or who it is you have fallen in love with.
After all, you don't want to you don't want to have love at first sight for an axe murderer, do you?
No, you don't. And actually, an axe murderer is not going to go around saying, I am an axe murderer. He's not going to say that. He's going to look absolutely gorgeous and handsome, and he's the kind of man you want to take home to your mother, but it's when you get to see that he's got dead bodies in his house that okay, actually, he's an axe murderer. But exactly, so that's if you don't end up as one of his victims. But let's go away from all of that negativity. Let's just be positive. Remember, it's all about positive energy. So on a very serious note, it does take time to know people. All right, because that's why before you get a job, no one ever looks at you and says, you look like you're going to make a good employee. Now come work for me. It doesn't happen that way. You have to apply. You need to talk about yourself. Tell the company why you think you're right for the job. And they're not going to say, okay, we love your application. Come work for us. They will still interview you. You're going to have layers and series of interviews. They just want to know you. They want to probe you. So I'm going to go as far as calling your previous employers to be able to verify everything you said about yourself. They'll check associations that you're registered with. They'll check your exam before they then give you an offer. So maybe we could approach relationships like this because you don't know this person. You weren't raised up by the same parents. You may not come from the same heritage or community or share the same culture. So you should do yourself a very great service by getting to know that person. All right? We're not saying get to know that person for 5, 10, 20 years. No. But just give yourself time. And all of that is what we've, put together nicely, concisely in our book. All right. So because we can't, we can't read out the whole chapter for you, right? But these are just some of the things we have put in there to say, what, you only get to fall in love with what you see on the first day. That's what people call love at first sight. Actually, it's lost at first sight because you don't know that person. You don't know if that person just strangled someone to death and then, still managed to just look okay and nice. And, so you still need to know that person. Interview that person, assess that person. Now, we're not saying when you get to see a man or a woman you like, you sit them down and interview them through all the questions your HR manager threw at you before you got your job. That's not what we're saying. But you don't know how it is. You just get to know that person, and then you fill in the gaps in terms of what you need to know, what you think you need to know to make a decision on that person. You fill that gap as you go along, and then you can make a decision that, this man, this woman, this person has the qualities of the person I would like to be in love with. And you can actually then grow love on a positive, knowledgeable platform. And when you do that, it's bound to blossom and flourish into something even beautiful. All right? Yeah.
Excellent.
So, yeah.
Wonderful. So on that note, really, just to tell it, we will go into a lot more about more details about how we met, and also about in-laws and other interesting issues and compliments, and what it's like to eat Nigerian dishes and such like, and more details about how we met in future episodes of our channel. And also be able to answer any questions that you have. We may not be able to give you every detail, but we will give you at least a lot to be giving you, hopefully, food for thought and something to maybe inspire and to think about, and about your own journey, which we hope that it will be useful to you. So until next time, bless you, take care, see you.
And see you soon.
Absolutely,
right.
see you
subscribe.
soon on the Hammonds.
The Hammonds.